On today's episode of That Was Us, we're diving into Season 3, Episode 6, Kamsahamnida. Toby continues to battle depression, Randall gains momentum with a new campaign manager, and Kevin makes a bold move to uncover the truth about Jack's past. How are we doing today, lady and gentlemen?
Doing so well, so well. Another excellent episode by Vera Herbert.
Vera Herbert. I call her Black Vera because she got nominated and won an NAACP Image Award, and Black Vera is not black at all, but she did win.
Yeah,
so
got booed off the stage when she accepted the award.
She's Black Vera now.
Yeah.
Wow, you're falling. Your mic's falling.
I got it. I'm good.
Okay.
We're straight.
What's the Sherbet? Sherbet? What's the difference between sherbet and sorbet? Let's get to the good stuff, guys.
I think sherbet feels like the...
Is there dairy in sherbet?
No, there's no dairy in
dairy.
sherbet, I don't think.
There's no dairy in
there
sorbet.
is in sorbet?
There's no dairy in sorbet.
I thought about this the other day.
Inquiring minds.
I saw a
want to know.
sherbet on the ice cream menu.
I don't know if I've ever had sherbet.
You have.
Have I? Sorbetto. I want to know.
You have.
Here's the difference between sherbet and sorbet. Sherbet contains dairy. There you go.
Oh,
Sherbet
that's
contains
interesting.
dairy. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're saying sherbet, you're wrong. Okay.
I never liked sherbet. There's my hot take.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Mandy Moore, fuck you, sherbet.
Detests. No, I really don't like it. And I just have visceral memories of my childhood. My dad loved it.
Okay.
Really?
My brothers loved it.
Do you think it's a common, because sherbets are generally like a fruit or a citrus flavor,
Yes.
right? And
Stick
mixed
with
with
this,
the
gang. We'll talk
dairy,
about
and
this
that
in
combo
just
is
a
not.
second.
Yeah.
Orange dreamsicle?
Nope. Not a
Okay.
fan.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I'm not a fan either.
Nope.
That's weird. If you don't give me dairy, give me dairy. If you're not,
I don't
Yeah.
want dairy and citrus. That combination is...
Yeah.
I don't want fruit in my salad.
You know what? Here's a hot take. I don't like fruit in my pie.
Okay,
that
you're
is a
cream
hot
pie
take.
guy.
I'm a cream pie.
You like non-fruit pies. You like okay, so you like a chocolate. You like a chocolate silk.
Oh,
You like a banana cream.
all of the above.
You like a pecan.
I like a pecan. I like
A sweet potato?
Sweet potatoes.
Pumpkin?
Potato pie?
Sweet potato over pumpkin.
No.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Now listen. Here's a hot take.
If you want to go at this weekend, this is cultural. Let's go.
No, but listen.
What?
When the holidays come back around and we're
Yes.
doing these podcasts,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you a slice of my mom's pumpkin pie, and that'll be the end of this debate.
Okay.
I listen. I love you.
Yeah.
I don't think you're right, but
No, but I
but it's
can't
your
wait
mom,
for you to be wrong.
But it's your mom, and I'm open
can't
to
wait.
being wrong.
Wouldn't it be great if you were wrong and you had the best slice
So
of pumpkin pie
you
of your
give me
life?
a slice of your mom's pie.
I'm sure
Yes.
it's
I'm
the
gonna give
best.
you a slice of my wife's sweet potato pie,
Okay.
and we'll have a little
All right,
taste.
we'll
test.
see.
I just prefer a
see.
sweet potato over a pumpkin in general.
Sure.
I understand what you're saying, but that's because neither of you have had.
I haven't had your
my
mom's
Sure,
pumpkin
I'm
pie.
open. I'm open.
I've also had a sweet potato cheesecake.
Yes, delicious.
Oh,
delicious.
boy.
So, what is your favorite pie?
Sweet potato.
I like a banana cream if
Ooh.
it's done well.
My mom used to like. So God, are we gonna talk about the show?
Yeah.
No, but my
No.
mom used to love a banana pudding with
Yes.
the vanilla wafers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Vanilla
Love, love.
wafers.
That was. But see, I don't like fruit and sweet together.
Okay.
That's funny. I just said I don't like. I don't like citrus and cream.
Right,
Like citrus
right.
and milk.
I hear you, but,
Like-
but
I can
it's-
have, like,
banana's not citrusy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Banana, berries. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Wait,
We are
berries
talking.
are citrusy.
No, they're not.
not.
Are these
Berries are
citrusy?
not a citrus.
They're not.
That's not even a hot take.
That's just a fact.
Was that just dumb? What I said?
No,
No.
just
No, you can say
Oh,
it.
did you hear my voice go up? No.
no, just
Look,
uninformed.
let's own it.
Yeah.
I thought berries had
Stanford.
citrus.
No.
Lemons, oranges, limes. What else?
Grapefruit,
Grapefruit.
Yeah, clementines.
Okay, any version of orange. or
blood
Yes,
whatever.
orange.
But that's it. That's all
That's
citrus.
Those are
citrus.
your citrus.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought grapes had. No,
Grapes? What are we talking about? Grapes?
not citrus.
Grape's
Come
not a
in.
berry.
I knew that.
Wait, grape is a grape a berry?
Grape is not
I don't
a
think
berry.
a grape
No, grape's
is
not
a
a
berry.
berry.
Grows
It
on a
does have a
vine.
seed.
It does have a seed. You guys, the point is Vera Herbert, Sherbet. Mandy doesn't like it.
Anyway,
This episode's fantastic.
It is.
It is a good episode.
We get introduced to a brand new character who comes to be a fixture on the show, who I had just forgotten about. I just hadn't seen the show in so long, and I'm like, here comes Tim Joe.
Love
Tim Joe.
Love Tim Joe.
Because we'll get
We got to
to
get
it.
Tim Joe on the show.
Oh,
We have to get.
We have to get Tim Joe on the
J1
show.
has got to make an appearance on the show because, and this wasn't even like me sharing anything with the writers. One of my best friends in life, Dr. Philip Kim, is Korean. We've known each other since freshman year of college. He's been in my wedding. I've been in his wedding. There's like a group of 6 of us or whatnot. So it was really funny. Like as this storyline was coming up, like all my friends were asking, hey, Phil, did you like contribute to the storyline? Did they tell you? Like they know that you guys are friends with us? Like there's a lot of excitement in the friend group around this whole thing. So it's pretty awesome.
While we're booking guests, Sam, we should also try and get Rob Morgan on here too.
Rob Morgan's outstanding.
Outstanding.
He's outstanding. Well, let's just go with the sort of the Pearson, Black Pearson storyline first.
Sure.
Get it out of the way.
Always.
Right? Randall is still sort of learning, trying to entrench himself in the community, Philadelphia, whatnot. So he's got to go to church.
He picks the blue shirt for church over the white shirt, which I thought was cute.
He picks the blue shirt. Although there was the teal was also a thing.
No, he picks the teal shirt.
He picks the teal shirt. He picks the teal shirt
blue.
because
he says blue or white.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, "Well, what about teal?" And he's like, "Isn't that overdoing it for church?" He's like, "There ain't no overdoing it for black church."
Got it. You're right.
Which is true. If you would
tell me about your black church outfit.
I'm gonna tell you. Well, I think you probably have more black church outfits than me.
I've got a lot of them.
My man Sully, if you guys have not like keyed in on his fashion sense,
If you have not seen me at Black Church,
it is very much of the black
Why don't
church.
we pause the podcast, do a quick Google search.
Chris
Welcome back.
Sullivan, red
Do a quick
carpet.
look.
Welcome back to the podcast.
This dude kills it. And like, because there are certain sort of like fashion stores that are in the community that you go and look in the window and you're like, oh, that is a statement.
Yes.
And then you go to church and you see statement after statement after statement.
Yes.
Bright colors.
Love. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's
It's a
nothing muted
celebration.
about it. It is a celebration, bro. And we go all at it. Especially if you guys have seen Honk for Jesus, they talk a little bit about the women and their hats or whatnot. And the crowns. Come on, Sully.
Crowns.
You better give me some for that one.
The Black Church.
Sister on their crown, man. I mean, the hats are long and extended. And we didn't have that in this episode because I think they take up too much space. But Lord have mercy, the crowns are something special. Anyway, Randall goes to Black Church and he's sort of like, I love like seeing me clap and like just be smiley and happy and just sort of, fitting in and whatnot. And then it turns out that Councilman Brown is going to say...
He's doing the first reading.
He's doing the first reading of scripture of the day. He gets up there, he's all happy and whatnot. And he decides to introduce his friend, Randall Pearson. And I'm like, and you can see in my head, Brown
You're like,
says...
where is this going?
Brown, no, in my head is like, this Negro.
I know exactly what he's going to do.
You know exactly what you're doing. And he said, now people think that we can't be friends because he's actually running against me. But he wants to do something positive for the community.
He makes sure to point out exactly where you
Here you
live.
go. He's joining us all the way from Alpine, New Jersey.
All the way.
And I said, I actually bought a building right around the corner, so I'm right here. And he's like, well, why don't you show us your beautiful family and whatnot? They weren't able to make it. Well, maybe next time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And it is just,
woof.
it reminds, my wife recently told me that, bear with me, women are capable of greater cruelty because they're smarter. And the way in which they can hit you are in ways in which everybody else can't see. Councilman Brown was on that level of hitting you where nobody else was perceiving the hit.
Yeah.
Right? But Randall was feeling it most palpably.
I would agree with that. Mandy would agree with that too.
Yeah. I kid.
Yeah.
I think she was talking about, because we were having a conversation about Mean Girls and the way, like, friends of ours with high school girls and the way that they go at each other.
Oh, yeah.
Where dudes will just hit each other.
Yeah.
And
It's on the surface.
It's on the surface. So I don't think we have the same facility with language or whatnot. And like, your brain goes, oh, I must hit.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. Whereas women will...
Because testosterone is a poison.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a poison.
There you go. There it is. So he goes through this thing, and then Kev winds up hitting him on the phone after he leaves church, saying that I want to talk to you. Want to hang out, want to do something. He's like, look, man, I'm up in Philly all day. I don't have time for this or what have you.
Yeah.
What did you?
Yeah, no, it's just a funny thing where Kevin's like, I just am doing some soul searching. And you're like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm running for political
I'm trying to
office.
figure this out. And he's like, look, I know where your office is, so I don't respect boundaries.
I'm going to come and see you.
So he's like, all right, I'm going to
figure it
tell you
out.
a spot where we can meet. And so I send him a little text, and he winds up coming to meet me. And it's at a Korean restaurant, right? In Koreatown outside of Philadelphia, which is still in the district.
Because you don't want your famous white brother.
Yeah.
Like,
spoiling whatever little street cred that I already have.
Yeah.
Right?
This is strategic.
This is strategic. So we go to this Korean spot. About like, do you guys like Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, some
Korean
of my
barbecue?
favorite. Kalbi?
Ooh,
Yeah.
The Korean short rib?
Yeah, please.
Chow, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Korean
Anyway,
fried chicken?
Out.
Those spots here in town?
They're
Oh, yeah.
popping up all over the place, man. I'll tell you what, just so people know, if you don't like Korean, you should give it a shot. And the first time you smell kimchi, you'll think you don't like it.
Oh.
Eat it anyway.
You may
You don't
not
like
it.
I love it.
So good for your gut.
I love it.
Yeah.
So
I love
good
it.
for you.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, we go to
Good
this Korean
probiotics.
spot. And it seems like Kev is getting like a little bit of notice. They're like, he says something like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah. Oh, this is me. This is me. You
As
get free stuff.
People
You
are
get free
walking
stuff
by,
sent to the
smiling
table.
at him,
Yeah.
smiling
yeah.
at him. He's like, yeah, it's me.
Oh, no,
Compliments
we
to the
didn't
chef.
order. Yeah.
It is the way Justin
The
does
Mandy was number one
celebrity.
show in South Korea.
Yes,
Yeah.
the way Justin does celebrity as Kevin really cracks me up because he's not like this in
No.
life at all. But he's so grandiose with it. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's so, like if I
Everybody.
could see myself doing that in real life, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
Cringe. Cringe city.
But Randall's clocking it as they're sitting in the spot.
I kind of did it the other day with Rachel.
What'd you do?
We were walking into Costco because
Yeah.
we started shopping at Costco.
Yes.
And we were walking in. And this couple was walking next to us, and Rachel was like, "Why does that woman keep looking at us?" And I went, "Baby, I'm medium famous."
Medium.
Are you medium famous?
Yeah,
Is that how you feel?
yeah. That's a
Man.
good. Medium's good.
Yeah.
Do you? How do you feel?
I would say that sounds accurate. Medium.
Mandy Moore.
It was.
Don't put
more
yourself
than-
in the same category
As Chris
Sterling
Sullivan.
K. Brown
Do not put your,
and Chris
that
Sullivan.
almost got sketchy.
Don't do that.
I mean,
Mandy Moore.
I feel like you don't make the presumption. I feel like I oftentimes get that look of like, do our kids go to school together? Did
Do
we go
really?
to high school
Yeah.
together? Did we there's like a knowing glance of familiarity without being able to necessarily place it.
I get that.
To be
but
fair,
I'm
mine was a
surprised.
callback because back when we were doing upfronts in New York, Rachel
Yeah.
and I were getting our nails done
Yes.
in Midtown, and we were both sitting there getting our manicures, and I was getting my nails painted.
You were
And-
black at that time?
What's that?
What color? What color? I remember
I think
black
I went
sometimes.
red. I think I was. Oh, I might have been there for the Tonight Show. So I was, big bright color, and a bunch of people in the place started to like, hi, hello, hi.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say hi, hey, and the lady do my nails asked Rachel. She goes,
Who is he?
"Are you famous? Is he famous?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess." And her follow up question was, "How famous are you?"
See?
And
There's
hold
a
on,
trap.
hold
Yes,
on.
go ahead.
And I said, and I didn't want to answer, so I turned to Rachel and I said, "I don't know, Rachel, how famous am I?" And Rachel, without looking up from her nails, goes, "I don't know, medium famous."
Amazing.
It was like the delivery was like
Only
mwah.
from your partner can that
Yeah.
come. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
And so it was like a 8-year callback. I'm like, Rach,
I get that
medium
question
famous.
from time to
Yeah.
time. They be like, are you famous? And I say, if you have to ask them, probably not.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then we keep it moving.
Yeah, so Kevin and Sterling are sitting in this Korean restaurant.
Kevin and Randall, or Sterling
did I
and
say?
Justin.
What did
Sterling
I say?
as Randall.
What did I say?
You said Kevin and Sterling.
So listen, me and my wife are in this restaurant.
and Randall starts to clock that like everybody is sort of swarming
Yeah.
around Kevin. And he's like, oh, dude, like the Manny is like the biggest show in South Korea. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? And so he starts to see like, oh my gosh, I'm in my district. I just got my butt handed to me in church, right? Last week I got my butt handed to me at
the barbecue
At the
restaurant.
barbecue restaurant. And there's a whole untapped sort of like community of voters. we wind up going back to my campaign office, and he's got the posters up. Kevin's like, "Oh, you get it. It's all official and everything." And I realized that only 25% of registered voters voted last time, and 90% of them voted for Saul Brown.
Yeah.
But there's a whole community of people that didn't even show up to vote.
Didn't even register.
Didn't even register to vote. So maybe if I can register and vote, maybe I have a chance. And now my brother, who may have hurt me with
Might
the brothers,
be an
might be
asset.
like the greatest thing that ever happened to me, right?
I'll tell you.
And
This
Kev,
political Randall's my favorite Randall.
Kev is so in, like just from jump, he dives right in. He's like, let's make it happen, right?
Yeah.
So we start canvassing in
I
Koreatown.
love sober, healthy Kevin.
It's pretty awesome.
Like not a narcissist,
It's
not
pretty
selfish.
awesome.
He's just
Yeah.
ready to be of service.
It's awesome. And we're going around, we're meeting the people, et cetera, et cetera. And then Tim Joe rolls up and he's like, okay, so you're getting your butt handed to you in the Black community. So you step foot into a place that you probably haven't stepped foot into before, saying like, oh, I can mine these people for voting, and then you'll be gone once anything happens.
Yeah, never
Like,
come back.
Nice play, right?
Yeah.
And Randall says, hey, man, look, you got me. This is my first time here. But what I love about Randall is that he is observant
He does care.
and he does care.
Yeah.
Like
Which you can't fake.
you can't fake that, right? He's like, I've seen storefronts boarded up. I saw a brother holding his bicycle tire under his wheel because he knew that was the only way he could keep it. I've seen potholes. And so I've seen things that could be addressed, but I don't really know what you want and I don't really know what you need. But if you talk to me, right, I will listen to you.
That's a path forward. Yeah.
And we can do something. And I said, I don't know a lot of Korean, right? Because he heard his brother, I think, earlier in the episode say, but I do know one word, and it's Kamsahamnida, which is thank you, right? So thank you for having me and whatnot. We'll see what happens. And the whole time he's doing this is my favorite part of this scene.
Yeah.
Is Tim Joe's sister, cousin, or whatnot
Is
right there,
interpreting.
is interpreting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impromptu stump speech.
Impromptu, and he's like, you know, if your dope ass sister just keeps interpreting for me, and she perks up like such a like she felt so
So
full
proud.
and proud or whatnot. I was like, it was my favorite thing. And so at the end of it, well, this is Kevin, us, and Randall together. And Kev is talking to Randall early in the episode, and he's saying, like, you remember we had this room, and there was like this little piece of wallpaper that was sort of coming off at the corner or what have you. And then, like, we couldn't help ourselves, and we just kept pulling at the wallpaper until we saw, like, this whole blue wall underneath it or what have you. So he re-references that conversation with regards to, like, why he's sort of fixated on finding out more about Dad. Yeah. Because in the restaurant as well, when they were there, he's like, look, Dad was pretty clear. Randall says Dad was pretty clear. Like, this wasn't a part of his life that he necessarily wanted to share, right? And then at the end of the episode, Kev's like, I think I kind of gotta, follow this as far as I can. I said, you got to pull the wallpaper. He says, yeah, I do. And I said, I hope you find what you're looking for, right? Which is a beautiful moment. And then Tim Joe comes in at the end, and he's looking at the campaign office, and he's talking about his grandmother. And this moved me. And it moved me in a way that I think even like right now, it's like the power of the vote. And in the midst of where we are as a country politically or whatnot, and I know through the election cycle, the level of disenchantment with like, does it matter? I felt like there's a lot of people that had a real strong feeling of like, whether I do or whether I don't, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't move the needle.
Doesn't move the needle. So for Tim Joe to come in and say, look, my grandmother who moved here from Korea has never voted in her life. She didn't vote there. She hasn't voted here, whatnot. But she can't stop talking about the Black man that she met with the nice hands today. And this is a real thing for Sterling because I do moisturize.
You do. They're very nice
and I
hands.
try to keep them soft. I don't like the hard hands.
No, they're very soft. They're
It's
very
usually
soft.
a
Don't
cocoa
use
butter.
the clippers for your nails.
Yeah.
We
He
were talking
clips his
about that, too.
cuticles with nail scissors.
I do.
With not you need
With-
the
with-
cuticle nippers,
Is that what I
not
mean?
with
You wouldn't know. They look very nice. They're
Thank you very much.
Anyway.
They're very
It,
soft.
Get you a
it gets it
proper
done.
manicure,
It
sir.
gets it
very,
done.
very soft.
Thank you, Sully. I appreciate that.
hot
One
take.
more time.
They're just so soft.
I appreciate it. But he says in the context of the speech, he goes, but she can't stop talking about the Black guy with the nice hands or whatnot. And for the first time in 75 years,
she's gonna
she
vote.
registered to vote.
Yeah.
And I got a little misty, like watching it all play out. Tim Joe says that, or Jaywan says that I am a political science major from here. I worked on other campaigns. I heard you don't have a campaign manager. I like the job. I say, what's your name? He goes, Jaywan, but most non-Korean people just call me Johnny and whatnot. And I say, Jaywan, welcome to the team, right? Which I thought was a really cool moment.
Good writing.
It's really good writing.
And you opt for his Korean name.
Yes, that you opt for his Korean name. And like, this is who you are. This is what I'll call you, right?
More That Was Us after these words from our sponsors.
Gang, I need to plan a summer trip. Got to keep the kids entertained. We got soccer camps and like flag football camps and all these things. We can wind up going to St. Louis to visit family or whatnot. But I'm trying to figure out what's the best place to stay where we can enjoy our time.
Yeah, I've realized now that I am a dad. I am a summertime dad, which means the trips are upon us.
You need the trips for
We're going
kids.
up Northern
plans.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to have plans with children.
Plans.
Yes.
If there are no plans,
If there's no school,
you're in big
we need
trouble.
plans.
It's chaos.
So we are to where are we going? We're going to San Francisco this summer to celebrate the 100th birthday of a great uncle. Wow. We're going to go to San Diego to celebrate Bear's birthday. We're going to Illinois to celebrate the 4th of July with Rachel's family. So there's going to be a lot of Airbnb-ing
Let's do it.
going on.
I like the sound of that.
And if you're gonna be away, it's the perfect time to think about hosting your home on Airbnb. You're making use of space that would otherwise just sit empty, and you're helping someone else feel at home while you're out having an adventure.
It's practical, it's easy, and it just makes sense, especially during the summer when everyone's looking for a place to stay.
And the best part, you're still in control of everything. When you host, how you set it up, and what works best for you and your schedule.
Home is where the best memories are made, and yours could be a part of someone's summer story. Your home might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host.
You guys, sometimes life is nonstop. Sterling, you know this. Mandy, you know this.
Yeah.
Whether it's juggling work, family, or trying to squeeze in a walk between episodes.
That's hard.
And that is when having a smart, satisfying snack really matters. That is where David comes in.
Come on, David.
You guys, I always have one on me. I have one in my purse. I have one in sort of my travel totes.
Yeah.
I'm someone that lately has just forgotten to eat a meal sometimes. And so
Yeah.
it's like knowing that I always have my go-to protein snack with me
Yes.
has become essential.
It's secondhand. You introduced us to David because you love David.
They're my favorite protein
and,
bars.
And since we started working with them, they sent us a bunch. And I literally have not walked out my front door
Without one
in the last 3 months.
I love
It's the
it.
perfect little treat, I have to tell you. I crave them now.
Favorite flavor?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, the
do
salty
like
peanut
that.
butter.
They hit
my
different.
jam.
David protein bars are different. They're packed with 28 grams of 28 grams
28.
of protein.
Yeah.
Only 150 calories and
Yeah.
have 0 grams of sugar. And with 75% of their calories coming from protein, they beat every other bar I've tried.
Yeah, and most protein bars are basically like candy in disguise.
Yes.
David is not.
Come on, David.
All right, it's high quality nutrition that fits into real life. And they're available in a variety of fantastic flavors, all of them worth trying. I have literally tried all of them.
Yes.
And I have enjoyed them all.
Yes.
That's why I always have David protein bars with me. David is offering our listeners a deal to buy 4 cartons and get the 5th free at davidprotein.com/thatwasus. That's davidprotein.com/thatwasus to get your 5th carton free. Humans aren't perfect, but David is. So let's go back to Beth, can we?
Yeah, let's go back to Beth.
Let's go
because
back to Beth and
as,
how they
as
converge.
Randall is going to church,
Yeah.
the girls sort of come in and they're a little disenchanted that Randall's working and he's campaigning because they have to sell Girl Scout cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And Beth is like, well, I can help you guys sell cookies. You know, I don't have a lot on my plate right now and I'm happy to help you.
Right.
They go try to find a place to sell cookies. She brings them to a grocery store at first and realizes when they get there,
Somebody's
there's
already got
another
the spot.
troop that's set up.
Somebody's already working the corner.
They're already working the corner. They're working the outside of the grocery store. Spots taken.
Yeah.
So they have to pivot, find another place.
And where did they end up?
An empty ass strip mall.
It's another mall that's clearly lost foot traffic to something else.
Yeah.
that's-
Correct.
Yeah.
And the one guy who comes by and is like, you know what? I will buy 4 boxes of cookies. Here's my credit card. Tess sort of looks at her mom like, where's the swipey thing?
Yeah.
And she's like,
What
what
swipey
now?
thing?
Like, I need what? She has not brought the card reader.
Yeah.
And
It's
she's
pre-COVID.
like,
it's pre-COVID, so
oh,
you didn't know.
It was so sweet. Though.
Still
She's
used
like,
to use
if
cash.
you just let me write down your credit card number, then I'll rip it right up afterwards.
Yeah, and this white man looked at her like, I'll see you later.
yeah.
Like for $16 worth of cookies,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep walking.
Yeah.
So then, and
girls
then
are
Tess sort
so
of
disappointed.
keeps giving her grief and whatnot.
Do you guys eat Girl Scout cookies?
I mean,
What's your go-to in the Girl Scout?
Mints.
Thin Mints?
I love a Samoa too. Yeah.
The Samoa is the one with the
Caramel.
chocolate caramel on the
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
I used to just love. What are the peanut butter sandwiches?
Peanut butter
Peanut butter
patties.
sandwiches. Oh, peanut butter patties are the chocolate covered ones.
Yeah.
But the peanut butter sandwiches were my jam.
Oh yeah,
Straight up,
those are great.
even just the straight up, like what that guy orders, the shortbread,
Yeah.
really good.
Delicious.
Regional, you dip them in something. I think. I think
Cream pie.
No, the Thin Mints in the freezer.
Thin Mints in the freezer, Thin Mints
good.
crushed up over ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're a connoisseur.
Yeah, well, I don't burn 1,200 calories next time.
That's a callback to a previous episode.
But this is the regionally. They changed by region.
Oh,
The
the
cookies
names.
do?
So, yeah, the names do, but so do the cookies.
Oh, really?
You get certain cookies in certain regions.
Look at this guy.
I get them from all kinds of regions.
All walks of life.
All regions.
When I was a Girl Scout, the Samoas were called Caramel Delights.
Yes.
Caramel Delights.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can say caramel.
Caramel. Some say caramel, some say caramel.
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 How long were you a Girl Scout?
I was a Daisy, then a Brownie, then a Girl Scout.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
So
people
wait, you
make
were
it.
singing in Girl Scouting?
No.
So all before the music career?
Yes, I
Man,
abandoned the
if
Girl
you could have
Scouts before.
sold cookies on tour,
I could have.
Man,
I could,
You
like,
would have killed.
I would have
son.
killed.
oh man, you would have definitely got the pizza party. Sold the most. Mandy sold.
Pizza Hut personal pan pizzas.
Mandy sold 27,000 boxes.
Listen, she was outside of NSYNC concerts,
That's
just
right.
like
Wow.
Right at her meet and greet.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
signing autographs and giving away Girl Scout cake. No.
There's something called a lemonade.
What?
That is a large format vanilla shortbread cookie with lemon icing on the bottom. It's just all over the bottom.
That does not sound good. That is not my cup of
You know,
tea.
like a lemony bottle.
You mean the actual cookie or just the way I'm saying it?
The description and the cookie itself.
They also go in the freezer and they're excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy Scouts, we just sold
I
popcorn.
digress.
So-
Poor Beth
So Beth, is
was
it?
getting harangued by
She
her
was
children.
getting
Yeah.
rang. The kids were sort of giving her grief. I was like, I should have gone with so and so's mom. She never forgets the swipey thing. Beth is catching it in all directions. Well, she's catching it from Tess mostly because Tess is just
Tess
going,
is really giving it to her.
And this is the point I want to talk. And then Beth says like 3 or 4 times in a row, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up."
Yeah.
Parents, are you guys there yet? Have you had this moment?
I haven't
Because it
gotten-
may
I haven't
happen
I
with
haven't
a
gotten
slightly
to-
older
I
child.
haven't gotten to shut up. I'm
but
sure
I've
I will.
gotten to, okay. I've gotten to that one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. I think I have too.
So I've only done it once. I think it happens usually when they're older and they're more verbal, just like it happened with Tess and Beth. I was cutting Amari's hair. Now, Amari Michael Ryan Christian Brown is the sweetest thing in the whole wide world. But like cutting his hair, old boy just won't sit still. He keeps moving and everything, and you're trying to line it up and do all this stuff, etc. And he's complaining. He's like, I can't hear the TV. The clippers are too loud. I was like, you can turn it up a little bit. He's like, but you keep standing in front of me. I need you to move to the side. I was like, let me do this lining real quick. He's like, I need you to move now. It's something really. I just, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I said it like 5, 6 times in a row. And he looked at me and his eye watered. And I said, I'm sorry, dude. I said, I just kind of need you to sit still so I can do this thing real quick. And I feel like it's being a little bit harder than what it needs to be. Daddy shouldn't have spoken to you like that. I apologize. This happened when Amari was 6 years old. Amari will be 10 later on this year. every couple of months, he goes, you remember when you told me to shut up?
Amari.
Oh,
Oh,
sweet
God.
boy.
I said, yes, man, I remember. And I'm really, really sorry.
Here's the thing. One of these days, he's
Heartbreaker.
gonna be like, you remember when you told me to shut up? I get it now. Because he's going to
Maybe.
have his own moment with somebody else.
Sure.
And he's going to be like, and he's going to have that context. And he's
Yeah.
going to be like, oh, that was the moment we were in.
He very
You'll
well
see it from
may.
the other side.
But until then, I just have to feel like crap like every
Yeah.
3 months, like quarterly.
Yeah.
Quarterly.
Dad, do
Just
you
a reminder.
remember?
Yeah.
Just a quarterly reminder.
Toby had his shut up moment a few episodes ago.
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Beth gets
Beth
hers.
So
has
now
had hers.
Miguel needs one. So like the
Miguel.
other big three.
Does he get one?
I don't think
he
so.
might. No?
I don't think so.
Miguel would never.
Miguel's lived long enough that
Yeah.
like if it happened when he was
I
younger.
feel like he does have some sort of outburst
Yeah.
about Kevin or something.
I think so too. We'll
yeah,
see.
well, I mean, I already called Kevin
Only time
out
will tell.
before, right?
Yeah, but I feel
When he
like
came to
in
stay.
my mind there's something that he just gets pushed
No.
and poked.
It's me. He comes after me. And understandably so.
Yeah.
Miguel does?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess we'll just have to rewatch the show.
Do you
In the
remember
end,
this?
like closer to the end.
Yes,
You guys,
ma'am.
I'm
Yes.
going to rewatch this entire series until I find that moment.
Good call.
Okay.
That's
the
the plan.
move.
All right.
That's
That's
the
the
move.
plan for
All right.
everybody,
All right, good.
So Beth has her sort of meltdown, and afterwards they go back home.
And this is the moment you were speaking about before.
Okay, I was talking about this in the last episode, and I was in the wrong episode. I apologize, folks. Sometimes when you watch them all three together,
Yeah.
it becomes like one
One-
2-hour
Yeah.
movie.
One glob.
I have to intentionally put space between or I can't
Yeah.
get the, yeah.
Yes. And Deja is talking to Beth, and she says, you know, when I'm not feeling great sometimes, like, has Randall ever called you exceptional? And he called me that one time, and it felt so natural and so easy that I almost believed it. So if you're not feeling good about yourself, you should just talk to him, and he'll tell you you're exceptional, and you'll feel much better about this whole thing. But you kind of have to let him know if you're sad.
You have
you
to
know,
tell him.
You have to tell him. And I'm like, there's something about Lyric and just sort of like the simplicity and authenticity of everything that comes out of her mouth that you just believe her.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just this old soul that we are privileged enough to parent that has already been here and is now teaching us
Yeah.
as we're supposed to be teaching her. I was like, no, this girl is giving us everything, right? And Beth even says, you're really good at these speeches. And she's like, you stay around here long enough, you learn your way around a speech.
Yeah. Just like through osmosis or something. Like you can't help yourself.
You can't help yourself, right? So we're converging on Beth and Randall seeing each other at the end of the night. Randall comes into the house and he's like, Beth, I got myself a campaign manager. He's totally excited. He's got a new lease on her. Sorry, excuse me. Before he goes home, he goes to visit Councilman Brown.
That's right.
Oh,
Okay? And
right.
and he says, like, that was real cool what you
Let's
did.
talk- yeah.
You want to talk about the past? You want to
Let's
set
talk
it up?
about all the boxing leading up to
Go
that.
for it.
But finish this conversation
We'll
with
finish
Beth
this and
first,
then
and then
okay.
we'll do that.
So I got campaign manager, feeling really great about it. And Beth has had this very difficult day. She winds up telling her husband, she goes, I lost my job. And he goes,
Yeah, I know.
I know. You told me. He's like, but no, I've been pretending like I've been okay about it. But I'm really, really not okay, right? And you see Randall sort of has a shift in posture after being all excited about his campaign manager, et cetera, et cetera. And he goes, after listening, this moment happens when he gets an idea and he looks at her and he's like, why don't you work on the campaign with me? And she's like, I don't need no pity jobs. And he's like, stop right there. Like, you are the best partner that any person could have in life. I have 20 years of experience. You remember the wedding that we pulled off for like $5,000? People still talking about them crab puffs. She was like, oh, there's some good crab puffs. Yeah. Like, whatever we decide to do together, we do something beautiful. So let's make something beautiful together, right? And it's a really lovely moment. And it does remind me as a husband. This is real. Because my wife was here a couple of weeks ago. She does bother me, but I do love her. I do love her a great deal. And it is a beautiful thing. Like when I hear you guys talking about music and you and Rach every once in a while do some things together, like when you find that partner and you guys can make something together, like you're building something in terms of family and raising children, et cetera. But when you get a chance to be creative and productive in that way, that lets your partner know that like, oh, I'm of value, not just in raising children and not just in this, but like in every facet of life, we are capable of doing something extraordinary together. It was a good lesson for me.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I love seeing them come together like that.
It's dope.
Should we?
You want to dive into the past part now?
Yeah, let's dive into the past.
Well, wait, before that, because I don't want to short shrift Kev, because Kev and Randall is sort of together in this thing. Kev decides that, it's something that he wants to pursue in terms of finding out more about
Peeling the wallpaper.
Peeling the
He needs to peel
wallpaper
the
back.
wallpaper.
He goes and talks to Zoe. He gives her something. She goes, what is this? She's like, I would wish people wouldn't ask me that. If you just open it up, then you get to see what it is. And it is like a visa to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, look, I have to go on this journey.
Which came in a bag and probably could have been on the
Probably could have
envelope.
done it smaller. It seemed bigger than what it was going to be.
Yeah.
She's like, there's nothing else.
Maybe it
in
was a misdirect.
There's nothing
An
else in here?
intentional
He
misdirect.
over-promised and under-delivered, but still it's a trip to Vietnam, so
Yeah.
it's a pretty big deal.
But
And
then over-requested
maybe something.
with a visa application?
Yeah, I didn't know. Do you need a visa to get to?
I guess some
Maybe
countries
if they
you
were
need
like
to.
potentially going to be filming something. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
All writers know. Blackbeard knows better than
Trust
us.
the writers.
Yeah.
And she agrees to go with him. And I think she actually, in that sort of sense of partnership too, appreciates that like he's not looking to me just to be, physical or anything like that. Like I need mentally, emotionally, like please go on this journey
Sure.
with me. Which is also a very intoxicating thing. I would imagine if someone invited me in that way, I'd be like, oh wow, you really appreciate
Yeah, you've
all
considered
of me.
me. Right.
Yeah. So now let's go back in time.
Yeah.
Shall we? Let's start with this. Let's start with Milo coming in acting like the hat over his face
Is not going to
was going to be
elicit
something
any
that didn't elicit
questions.
anything at all. I was like, hey, Big Pimpin', what you doing with this hat on your head?
So we come to find out that Jack has been boxing after work with
Yes.
some buddies.
Right.
Yeah.
Rebecca thinks he's just been using
Hitting the heavy bag.
Exactly. But he's actually physically been boxing with friends of his.
Sparring.
Sorry. And he got a black eye.
He got a black eye.
Stuart punched him in his eye.
Oh, Stuart was
Stuart.
his name?
Stuart's his name. His guy's name's Stuart. Stuart's not going to hurt you, right?
Yeah.
Right before he walks into the house, I believe, Kev jumps on top of Randall.
They're wrestling.
And is just sort of wrestling him. But like Randall is catching like, he's not getting anything.
There's
in.
nothing he can do.
He's just totally pinned down. Also, side note, my favorite part is seeing Mackenzie,
Just sitting on the couch.
who has grown so much
Like maybe a foot?
that they can't put her standing next to the boys.
Yeah. Because she towers over them.
Towers over them. So she's just sitting there like, I'm big, but I'm being down. And they're just like messing with each other over
You
here.
know that like later on in seasons, they had to actually build things for people to walk on.
Next to her?
To make her appear.
I can believe it.
When you say people, do you mean Milo?
Well, you can decide. I'm talking lots of other people that were in the scene.
For everybody. For everybody.
For everybody.
She shot up.
Yeah.
She shot up. Which is, as I'm watching my sort of middle school boy happen,
Yeah.
the girls shoot up.
That's when it happens.
The girls shoot up pretty fast. So yeah, they're boxing and catching it. Later, Randall tells his dad, you gotta teach me how to box. And he's like, what for? And he's like, I don't think your mom's gonna like that. He's like, listen, I've been getting bullied by this dude at school.
Dylan.
His name is Dylan, and he makes fun of me. He just came in from New York, and I don't want to talk on him because then people say that I'm, ratting him out or whatnot. I just need to learn how to protect myself. I'll only use it if I absolutely have to, but please just show me, right? And he's like, all right. So he puts on.
What are our parental views on this?
Yeah,
on
what
this,
would one do in this situation? Sterling?
Okay, so this comes back to something where we were talking about before I wanted to revisit in terms of Jack's reason for why he boxes or whatnot. Sometimes he articulates it later in the episode, but I'll just speak for me. There are moments in time when I have such pent up energy inside of me. If something has frustrated me at work or in life, etc., and I don't know what to do with that energy. And as I was saying before, like sometimes words leave me. Even though I think I'm a fairly verbal and communicative person, but like there are times in which they just escape me. So I have a heavy bag in my garage that I will use. And then sometimes, I remember one time in one particular incident, I was so angry and I didn't know what to do with it. So this is a la Randall and a la Jack. I ran for 12 miles until I just was tired. And I couldn't hold on to the anger anymore because the exhaustion had depleted it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's either that or I will go and hit this bag or whatnot and just wail on it. Like boom, 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 boom. Like boxing is like one of my favorite. And it tires you out so completely.
It's a very healthy response.
I
like to hold it in for years until I start mistreating the people
There you
around
go.
me.
That you love the most?
Yeah, the people that I love the most.
That makes sense.
It's the Irish way.
But it is an incredible release. And I do find, like, because I played football when I was a kid, and you were talking about the poison that is testosterone, and semi-jokingly. But, like, I do think boys need some sort of healthy conduit to, like, release. And it's different if you... Like my wife will look at the two fellas doing stuff and like wrestling like little bear cubs, and she's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "They're just playing,
Getting it out.
And she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, totally. That's how they do it." And she's like, "Okay, if you say so." You know what I'm saying? So I am a fan of constructive outlets for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it wasn't always constructive when I was a kid because I got in so many fights. When I was young. Before I was 10 years old, I couldn't tell you how many fights I'd been in.
I've never been in a fight.
My son has never been in a fight. Neither of my children have ever been in fights. I do think that it's probably an offshoot of the corporal punishment that I received. And then I was like, oh, this is how you solve problems.
The response.
You solve problems by causing pain to somebody, right? And so Ryan and I made the decision that wasn't something that we wanted to continue with our children. Like, there's still consequences. They still lose things, et cetera, right? Privileges, et cetera. But like that part of it, we took away because the talking part was probably more important. Explaining to them why you're receiving these consequences, et cetera, so that they can learn that articulation later on in life.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think there's a direct sort of correlation and carry through from one to the next.
I'm already so worried about it because Bear is not too big.
He's big boy.
Big for his age.
Yeah.
Which gives people the wrong idea about
How old he is.
About how old he is.
Sure.
But he's also more verbal than he should be at his age, which doesn't help people gauge his emotional maturity, all these things. But he's wide open. Right. And he travels through this world. Hi, I'm Bear. Do you want to play? What's your name? Like, it's like his script on playgrounds. And like he finds somebody, and just the number of times that this kid already at age 4 is like getting things thrown at him. Like he said some kid hit him on the playground. It's like, what do you do? I don't know what to tell him about, like, first of all, I'm really sorry that happened to you. But like, some people are like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. So like this whole plot line was like, it's such an old, like, I'll teach you how to throw a punch and then you can use it if you need it. It's like, it seems antiquated, but there's also value in being able to feel confident in your body and that you can defend yourself if you need to, so that if you feel that you can, then maybe you won't need to.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't know.
I like that.
What's your take, Mandy Moore?
My take is I feel very aligned with Rebecca of like, we're going to call the principal. Like Rebecca does find out about this from Jack, and she's like, first of all, I wish you would talk to me about...
Correct.
Because she catches Jack and Randall in the act of sparring.
Yeah, because she said, I told you not to like spar anymore, and so you thought you took that and decided to teach our son how to box.
Yeah, like I'm not sure I'm understanding this connection.
Yeah.
And so Rebecca basically says, like, we're going to solve this by calling the principal and speaking to him about Dylan and who this kid is and why is he hurting our child or threatening, like.
Yeah.
And I
would you not have your boys do boxing lessons or a martial art or anything like that?
Oh, if they were interested in that, for sure. I agree with like being literate and knowing how to use your body and feeling comfortable in your skin and feeling strong and empowered. Like, I'm all for that. If they also recognized that it wasn't something to be used in particular cases. Like, it wasn't it shouldn't be the first line of defense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Being really intentional with your words and or talking, understanding that something's not right or you feel uncomfortable in speaking to an adult and having an adult like intervene and help with the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's not the way it goes in high school or something, but at least with when I'm thinking about little kids, where the ages that my kids are right now, like having them understand the difference between like, it's okay to recognize when you don't like something, when, someone's taken something without asking you or someone's hitting you, or that you don't have to hit back.
Right.
That we go through this all day with the boys. And just like, Ozzy takes your toy, like you don't go hit him. You would say, Ozzy, I was playing with that. Can I have it back, please? Sure. Or come get me or dad, or like, we'll help. We'll, explain to him he's also two and a half. Like he's not a big boy like you. He's not quite at the age where he understands how all of this transaction works.
I'm with you.
Right.
Yeah, Gus is like, no.
Exactly. And just like chucks him against the wall. But also I'm like, dude, Ozzy's about to be bigger than you any day. And
is he really? You think he's gonna?
Yeah, Ozzy's gonna be bigger than Gus. I think Lou is gonna be bigger than all of them.
She better
She's
be.
gonna be the big sister that the little big sister that towers over everybody. More That Was Us after this short break.
If you've ever watched This Is Us and found yourself relating to Randall's intense runs, or Kate and Toby trying to figure out what healthy really looks like, you're not alone.
Yeah, we've all seen how easy it is to lose touch with our bodies, especially during emotional seasons, on screen and in real life. That's why I've really come to appreciate Lumen.
Did you know that when your metabolism is working properly, you will feel the benefits in literally every aspect of your life? With Lumen, I have found a valuable tool that gives me insights to create a healthy metabolism for my body.
Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. You just breathe into it, and it tells you whether your body is burning fat or carbs, and then gives you a personalized plan to guide your nutrition, workout, sleep, and even stress management.
Lumen is about understanding your metabolism so you can make smarter choices day by day. For me, doing the morning breath check has become a part of my routine. It's such a simple way to stay in tune.
And if you're tracking a fitness goal, managing cravings, or going through hormonal changes, Lumen adjusts to where your body is and provides suggestions to help you achieve your goals by allowing you to understand your metabolism.
If you're looking for more energy, better sleep, and support with weight management, this is it.
The warmer months are coming. Spring back into your health and fitness. Go to lumen.me/thatwasus to get 10% off your Lumen. That's lumen.me/thatwasus for 10% off your purchase.
Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode.
Summer break is awesome, but also it's a lot. Keeping kids busy and off screens, not always easy.
Thankfully, KiwiCo gets it. Their new summer adventure series brings 6 weeks of curated hands-on science and art projects delivered right to your door.
Each week, kids get a crate packed with activities that they actually want to do. Think building a bow and arrow or launching a mini space mission from your own backyard.
You guys, we got a bubble making kit where you sort of like, you put together the little net that you're going to scoop the bubble solution through.
Okay.
And they're like the most gigantic, gorgeous, sort of almost, they're huge. They're like balloons. And we have had so much fun in the backyard running around, making bubbles with the boys and our dog Marshmallow, who jumps up and like tries to eat all of the bubbles. It's hilarious. We're having so much fun making these bubbles.
KiwiCo is perfect for kids between the ages of 2 all the way up into the teens. And you can choose whether you get the full kit up front or spread it out weekly for a whole summer of fun.
It's creative, educational, and gives parents a much-needed break from planning.
Build the best summer ever with KiwiCo. Get $15 off on our summer adventure series at kiwico.com/TWU. That's $15 off your summer adventure at KiwiCo.com/TWU. So we wind up finding out because you go in, you wind up talking to the principal. There's no Dylan.
Yeah.
He's made this all up. Jack's like, I got to go talk to him. She's like, you want me to talk to him? He's like, no, he lied to me. I got to figure out why he lied to me.
Yeah.
He goes, dude, Mom talked to the principal. There's no Dylan. Like, what's going on? And he goes, like, Kevin knows how to box and fight. Like, he's good at all these sort of physical things or whatnot. And he's a lot like you.
He gets that from you.
He gets that from you. And I just wanted to have, and I know I'm your son or whatnot, but he's your son's son, right? And I just wanted to have a piece of you, you know, that Kevin has as well.
Is it the first time and maybe the only time he says something like that to Jack? About the sun line hit me hard.
Me too.
Yeah. I think
For him to have that realization that young,
yeah, I think so.
like it was a rough one.
Yeah, the whole deal. Well, because it's an echo from a few episodes before where like the only one to pass something on of
A
dad.
piece of dad, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he says, dude, you are my son's son. And me and Kev may be able to have this thing, but you know, you have this brain, man. And you're going to be able to think your way out of so many situations that you're not going to have to use this other thing.
That's your superpower.
That's your superpower, right?
Yep.
And so Randall went and saw the Councilman Brown or whatnot, and they're talking about, they show in the flashback also, they're all sitting around watching a boxing match. And he goes, you know, every once in a while, when you catch your opponent with a really good shot, like you don't like wince in pain, you don't do anything like that. Like all you do is just smile. You just smile, and you're like, you're sort of acknowledging that the shot landed, but I'm not letting you see me sweat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wincing in pain from that. And the scene between Rob Morgan and myself, Councilman Brown and Randall, like I walk in there, I was like, hey man, you got me pretty good in church today. You know what I'm saying? Letting people know I was the outsider, how I don't really belong, etc. That's good.
Which that's what I thought the scene was about.
Right.
Because the voiceover and you're smiling.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
hit
yeah.
you with a good shot.
He hit me with a good shot.
then-
And then I say, but, you know, I went into, I got a new campaign manager, right? And I said to him, I'm going to win Koreatown, right? And then Rob smiles back. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh, it's on and popping now.
Yeah. Game. Recognize
The game is afoot,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And it's about
His name
to
is
go
Jay-Wan.
down. His name is Jay-Wan.
And that's when you see Rob's face shift and like, oh shit. I know what that means.
It is a good storyline. It's one of my favorites for Randall and Beth together.
Yeah.
To see them enter into this journey together, and also like the repercussions of how when things don't necessarily go the way that you want them to.
Yeah, it's the first time you see them like under real
Duress.
pressure. Yeah.
Yes.
Pressure. Yeah.
Which is also why I also get worried about doing things with Ryan, but I should probably still do them anyway.
You
Yes.
should.
Thank
I think you guys are strong enough.
Thank you.
Do we have anything else?
What's going on?
Oh,
Wait.
wait, Kate.
Yes, please.
Hi, Kate and Toby.
Kate and Toby.
What about him?
Well, Kate is pregnant. And the episode starts with her calling pretty much everybody. Her mom.
Us being goofy and
Kevin,
excited.
Yeah.
Randall.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone's
yeah,
so
yeah.
excited. Randall and Beth, like, we're getting another person.
Yeah. And Toby's what?
Toby's what?
Depressed.
Toby's depressed.
Toby is
because
not
he's
feeling great.
having a baby?
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't gotten his medication yet.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And you sort of see, like, when we left him at the last one, crying over the sink, etc. Now he's just sort of laid up in bed.
Yeah.
And you see Kate trying to keep it together and maintain positivity and whatnot. She decides to take audio for a walk or what have you. Oh, and this is what I love, how you had audio just on your chest. He's just drooped over you. Like, who's the trainer? Is it you? Is it the trainer? Is it a combination? Like, how
kind of chicken
amenable
treat
was
did you
the
have?
dog?
Oh, I don't even remember. I think Audio and I at that point were pretty
You're pretty
Pretty
tight.
tight.
well acquainted.
You guys
yeah.
were pretty tight.
Yeah.
You
And-
did have his tongue in your mouth.
What's that? He remembers.
He remembers.
He's very grateful.
He's very grateful.
Very grateful.
Oh, man.
Guys, he was my date to the Emmys.
I don't do dog tongues.
Audio then gets into some garbage
Yeah, they go
Yeah.
to garbage.
at the park.
Who's Kate was talking to somebody on the
Me.
phone? She's talking to
Yeah.
mom
She's talking to mom.
on the phone, just saying
yeah,
like,
she's starting to come to her mom for advice, which
yeah,
Yeah.
Rebecca is loving.
And she is lovely. And like, I think even in that conversation, like, look, Kate, listen, I appreciate you asking me what I think, like, what I should do. Oh, this is later because the dog had already ate something, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, and Rebecca says, like, no, take the dog home. You know what I'm saying? Like, see if it just sort of passes naturally. And if anything takes a turn, you can always take him back to the vet, right? And she's like, Mom, I wouldn't know what I'd do without you. I mean, need you to move out here when I have this baby, et cetera, et cetera. And you're like, listen, I appreciate that. It's really sweet. But like, stuff is going to keep coming up.
Yeah.
And as stuff keeps coming up, you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know
just
what I'm
have
saying?
to trust your gut, take a deep breath, and make a choice.
Yeah.
That's what she does. That's what we all do. And you'll get through whatever the situation is.
It is a beautiful thing because, I mean, motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood in particular, you feel like you have no clue. Like, you have the baby. In you guys' case, and in my case, it's slightly different in that, like, you're at the hospital and then, like, all right, see you later.
Yeah.
In my case, it's like, I had the baby at home. And
then everyone leaves.
Doula leaves, and you're like, we have another person here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We didn't have to sign anything. There was no driver's test.
Nothing at all whatsoever. It's just sort of like crazy. But to have that validation of you're not going to have all of the answers, but you do have the ability to make choices.
Yeah.
Trust yourself to make the right choice.
Yes.
I think it's a beautiful thing to pass along.
Yes.
You know,
Beautiful message
Yeah.
from mother to mother.
because I don't know if every parent does that. I think a lot of them really just want to tell you what to do sometimes. You know, and that can be their way of fitting in and feeling like they're a part of something.
Sure.
But it's actually sort of self-serving rather than selfless in that way. So
Agreed.
grandparents, don't do that. Don't do
Don't
that
do
to
that.
Don't do that to your daughter and son-in-law.
They get back. Toby has tried. He's made an effort. He's gotten out of bed. He's taken a shower. He's gotten dressed. Like, he's giving it the old college try. Kate comes home and sees, and he's just sort of has to admit to himself and her, like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
I need to be in bed. This medication still hasn't, like, taken its course, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I am. I know that I can't, like, venture out.
Yeah. I thought putting it on was going to make it all better, but it's not. And then, so she says, listen, I think you should go for it. Well, like, I think she suggests, like, maybe you go for a walk with us. Yeah. And then I think she reiterates it, like, you should go for a walk with us, right? And you're like, okay. And what I love about this turn in the storyline is very sort of reflective of Randall and Beth as well, because she referred to you as her rock before in an episode. And you see sort of the rock cracking a little bit. And she says, listen, we made vows.
Mm-hmm. For better or for worse.
For better, for worse, in sickness and health. And it's forever, you know? And I'm here. Yeah. And we're going to figure out a way to get through this together.
Yeah.
This is really beautiful. And I'm sure it's probably for the people rewatching the show, it's also sort of like, boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feels good.
Because they're not going to get through this together.
That's correct.
In the end.
In the end.
But they're still together.
None of us get through this together.
You're just alone in this world.
You're born alone and you die alone. And in between there are Texas.
Yeah, appropriate.
Thank you for watching the That Was Us podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Support our sponsors. I gotta go.
Wait, can
Pause the podcast. Never turn it back on.
Can I also say something that I observed? You guys get to the park and you just let the dog go.
After the whole thing?
Mandy, I noticed the same thing.
Like, click, and the dog, he's like, there you go, audio.
And that dog runs like it's never coming back. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was
It didn't like sniff around. That dog ran like it was never coming back.
I'm free.
You said earlier in the episode, you're like, and you weren't watching him?
Why weren't you watching him?
Why weren't you watching him?
And the first thing he does,
unclick.
Goodbye, dog.
Yeah.
goodbye.
But it wasn't like, oh, we're in the dog park. Like, you guys are just walking up and you're like, all right, there you go.
So I think I remember this being a logistical thing. I can't remember who directed this episode.
John Fortin.
Yeah, John Fortenberry. I think it was one of those things where it was like, and we got to get the dog out of the shot.
Basically.
I knew that when I was watching it, but I'm like, what is it? What does a random audience member think when
I mean, that
Toby
dog
just goes,
doesn't
click.
wander off.
Yeah.
It is like, it was like the firing
jettisons,
gun
yeah.
at the 100-yard dash. Dog is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well, and that was the end of audio.
But eventually audio is just gone, and we never see him again,
Wait,
and no
wait.
one ever explains
Never
why.
addressed.
Is that the last time we see him?
No.
Who knows? You know what they say
I guess
about,
we'll have to keep
about life.
watching.
You never know when's the last time you're going to see audio.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep watching.
Oh,
you know what
my
I mean?
I guess I'll just have to keep watching this show.
Yeah.
See if audio comes back.
It's a lot of things. The groundwork is laid for a lot of beautiful things. We're now anxiously anticipating the arrival of young Damon Child. We're looking to see what's going to happen with Beth and Randall on this campaign trail. Kev and Zoe are going to go to Vietnam, and we as a show actually go to Vietnam, right? And so we get a chance to uncover Jack's past, etc.
This is this season, right?
Oh, yeah.
Later in the season.
There's this.
Season
They're
3.
on the plane actively to go there right now.
Yeah.
Back then, right now.
Back then.
Back then, right now.
Exactly.
Right, this moment, back then.
There you have it. So that was this episode. Kamsahamnida. And now we have a fan segment.
We do.
You know we do.
Let us take a break.
Baby, you know I was going to give you a fan segment.
I'm going to give you this fan segment coming up right after this.
Oh, hot takes.
Hot takes.
You guys, you know we had to bring this segment back because the fans always have something to say.
We have a lot of bold opinions to share with you today. A lot.
We combed through your emails, DMs, and comments to find the spiciest takes. So buckle up, Buttercup. Let's see where we land on these.
Okay, hot take.
Go for it.
Kevin didn't have a single relationship with a woman that didn't involve sex. A friendship with a woman would have shown growth. I wish they could have let him just be friends with Cassidy. That tryst was so unnecessary.
Hot take!
Hot take.
What do you guys think about that one?
I
That's
mean,
interesting.
I don't disagree.
So?
I mean, he's Kevin. He's Kevin. He's not going to have a relationship. The whole point of the dysfunction is that Kevin cannot have a
He
relationship.
can't just have a friendship.
But I think he does. I think him and Beth are friends.
Well,
Is that not fair? Is it because they're family, they
Yeah.
can't be friends at the same time?
Yeah. A
But-
woman that you would potentially think there would be a romantic
I
element
hear
to,
you.
and
I
they
hear
were
you.
just friends.
Hot take. If she would give him a shot, he would.
I know, I
Moving
agree.
on. Hot take. Beth is the best character.
That's
That's
not
not
such
a
a
hot
hot
take.
take.
No, all three
Everybody
of us.
agrees.
I'm gonna say it again. Everybody, just go dead quiet and look directly into your camera. Hot take. Beth is the best character.
Not a hot take.
Not a hot take. We're good with that. That didn't ruffle my feathers at all. Susan Kelechi Watson
How
kills
dare
it.
you?
Kills it.
How very
Yeah,
dare you.
How very dare you? I will murder you in your
You know,
face.
well, here's the thing. I think a lot of people feel that, right? And it focuses on the Pearsons and all this stuff, and love Jack, and they love Randall and Kevin. But like Beth is just like this quiet center that sort of holds things together and is hysterical
Yeah.
when it's time to be hysterical.
That's right.
Is
Poignant,
beautiful
yeah.
and poignant when it's time to be
It's poignant.
That's
It's
right. So
poignant.
that's a hot take.
Sorry,
That
hot
is
take. It's
Poignancy.
There's no G. Why is the G in there? Hot take. Hot take.
Next one. Hot take. We didn't see enough of Tess and Annie in the last season of the show. It felt like they disappeared and I missed them.
Aw.
Hot take. And I see where you're coming.
Yeah, weren't they working? Wasn't that the thing?
They were
in
there. They
school
were
and-
at school. They were doing things like Tess is now at USC, is a film major there, so that's pretty cool. And Annie is now about to start school because I did a letter of recommendation not too long ago, so I'm very excited about that.
Cute.
But I guess they're saying like there was a lot of Dej, and Dej was great, and Dej was wonderful.
Yeah.
She killed it all, and they're just saying they wanted to see a little
How
bit
does your
more.
letter
of
of
the other girls.
recommendation open? To sir or madam?
To whom it may concern.
To whom it may concern.
You know what I'm saying? And
I
was like,
am American actor Sterling K. Brown. Winner.
Emmy winner.
Emmy winner.
oh my
Academy Award nominee.
nominee.
And that is all you need to know.
No, I believe it would be two-time Emmy winner?
Two-time Emmy winner.
There's
Multiple
3.
nominated.
I got
No,
3.
no. He
Three,
just says
sorry. Three-time Emmy winner.
he just says Emmy winner, but he sends the letter 3 times. All right.
That's right, 3.
We got any more hot takes?
Let's get the next one.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Season 6 should have spent more time showing Kate and Philip's relationship and less time explaining why Kate and Toby got divorced.
That is a hot take.
That's a hot take.
That's hot.
That's hot.
That's a hot take, and I'm going to disagree.
I'm going to disagree too.
I'm a disagree too.
Well, listen, because
I'm a disagree most.
the investment that we've have is from the people from the beginning. Like I think that would have been a short shrifting of Tobias.
Yeah, like
because then
what?
this hot take would have been the opposite.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what happened
you
with
imagine if
Kate
they just
and Toby?
moved on to Philip and they're like, but what happened?
It's all
But
right.
what happened?
Nah, you don't need to know.
But why did they get divorced?
I think that, like it is important. I think you said this before, Sully. Like we get a chance to see relationships in all different phases of coming together and coming apart,
Yeah.
right? And I think what was beautiful about it is that even though it was painful or whatnot, they were able to consciously uncouple
Yeah.
in a way that actually felt healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that both people said, like, this is probably the best thing for both of us.
Yeah, this is where the road
You know what I'm
ends
saying?
for us
We've
as a
ended
couple.
this session, right? We were good for each other up to this point, and now we need something new for
Yes,
ourselves.
Sure.
absolutely.
So there you go.
Hot take.
I was never feeling Zoe for Kevin. I felt like she wasn't really into him and only did things that benefited her.
Okay, that is a hot take.
I agree.
That's pretty much what Beth had to say.
That's what Beth had to say.
Listen,
I don't
go ahead.
disagree.
I don't either. I can't. I wish I want to
I
disagree.
think that was
and
also kind of the point.
There's a part of me that wants to say racist, but not because it's true.
It's true.
And that would be unfair to you, whoever
Steph.
you are.
Yeah.
Steph, hold on, 32. That would have been
Steph
unfair
Lobo.
to you. I
Steph
absolutely
Lobo.
agree. There was something off about the dynamic from Jump Street. And I think just like the documentarian in her and the curiosity of like where he was in his life
Yeah.
probably kept them together as long as they were. And also, we didn't know if we were going to be able to get Sophie back. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So we had to explore as many love options as possible.
Sure.
And then roll the dice and say, anybody free?
Virgin River still on? Okay, cool.
All right, hot take. Beth deciding to start dance again right at the crucial moment in Randall's career. I suppose it added to the drama, but it didn't mesh their whole vibe as a couple. Ooh, they always had each other's backs and worked together. This just felt awkward and selfish on Beth's part to insist that she do it right now.
Hot take.
That's a hot take.
Listen, Sue and I have discussed this.
Oh, yeah?
We actually discussed this because the moment, I think this is coming up in this season when Randall asks her to put a pin in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Never what you want a man to say.
Yeah.
Never what you want to hear from your husband, right? That, and we had this conversation in terms of like, in a relationship, I mean, this, you guys could discuss, we should discuss this a little bit. Do you think one person's career takes precedent over the others?
I think there can be moments in a career where someone is busier
Yes.
or the focus sort of has to be on them in a case-by-case situation.
Sure.
But recognizing that things fluctuate. Things are
Yeah.
constantly going to be moving and shifting and evolving. And I don't know, I'd be happy to sort of, I mean, I guess
It's a complicated equation.
it's a complicated equation. And I think as you know, being in a partnership with someone who is also creative, who also has to spend a lot of time away from home and away from the family for his job,
Yeah.
we constantly have to be checking in with each other. And I understand, like, Taylor's on tour right now for a couple more weeks. Like, I'm home, I'm not working, I'm like keeping things sort of steady on the home front. And hopefully there will come a time soon where I have to work and he has to sort of like buckle up and kind of be the primary parent at home holding things down. So I don't know if I necessarily like agree with this hot take.
This take for me is one that like I agree and disagree because the reason why it's so important is that she is actively a woman in search for purpose.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like losing that job wasn't just losing the job. It was like this was
Losing
something.
her identity.
Identity. Like I was doing something of value for a community, building up housing, designing parks, et cetera, for underserved communities. Now, what am I? What is it that I want to do with myself? I've spent so much time being the support, being the backbone for my husband and whatnot.
Championing you.
When is my moment? And so there's little moments that we've seen. The conversation with William saying like, when it's your turn, don't just sit there twiddling your ring or whatnot. Make sure you step up and say what it is that you need to say, right? So I understand where they're coming from, but there was a real need on her part.
Because that has been her role
Yes.
in their relationship for the majority of their relationship. So it feels like she is worthy of taking this moment and relishing it and being on the hunt and having her man support her at that time.
And this isn't just a career move. It's a soul fulfillment.
Yes.
This is every partner deserves to pursue those endeavors.
Amen.
Even more so than I got to take this job. Like this is something that her
much
soul
deeper
needs.
meaning, yes.
Gotta dance.
Yeah.
We got any more? Hot take.
Oh,
Incorporating the pandemic derailed the writing.
that is
So let's be respectful in our response to this.
Please unlike and unsubscribe.
Stop.
I'm kidding.
Kristen Longford,
This is
you're
a
not the
debate.
only person
we
who
talked
felt
about
that
this.
way.
We talked about this.
right? I would say that 501 was probably one of the most
divisive
episodes that we ever did.
We lost some viewers.
We straight up, they said, listen, if I wanted the news, I would turn to that. I come to this show to escape, whatnot. Respectfully, everybody is entitled to their opinion. I talked to Dan about it, and he said, like, I feel like our show has such a unique opportunity to address what's happening in the world with regards to the pandemic, with regards to Black Lives Matter, right? That if we didn't do it, we would be doing
a disservice.
the show a disservice, right? So while you
I don't think he was wrong.
I don't think he was wrong either.
I think that
we were
hot
still
take is
able
garbage.
to do everything we wanted to do, and respectfully.
Respectfully, I think it's garbage.
Bam. There you go. Next one.
Sorry.
like a double scoop of sherbet. Hot take.
Not wrong.
Kate and Philip felt so incredibly forced.
Hashtag justice for Toby.
Well, that's the opposite side of. Well, I guess it's saying the same thing because they're saying they wanted more time with that, or just it felt not right.
You guys, new segment, dueling hot takes. This is two very hot takes, two very hot sides of the same coin.
What's your take on? I'm curious because you're part of this equation.
No, I mean it's again that it probably would not. I understand what they're saying.
Yeah,
because it was quick, as far as like the amount of time dedicated to their development of their relationship.
Sure.
If we'd had one more season.
We could have slowed our roll a bit.
This hot take never would have happened. That's all I'm going to say. Hot take!
Hot take. Older Rebecca was too somber and serious. The fantastic thing about Mandy Moore is her smile and the sparkle in her eyes.
I flipped the table.
Hot take, Jody.
I mean, listen, she was sad.
Yeah.
She was a sad lady.
Also, Jody, have you ever met old people?
They are sad.
Jesus
They're
Christ.
very somber and serious.
They're very serious. In my day, music today is just noise.
I think there were plenty of moments for older Rebecca where she was able to, like, her grandkids were the love of her life. Was, I think as we went on, she was able to find a little bit more joy.
Like how
She's also suffering from dementia, Jody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how old is she talking about? Like, at what point in time did she find her too somber and serious?
She means like 26-year-old Rebecca.
It almost feels. I'm glad it comes from Jody because it almost feels like, could you just smile more?
Yeah, it does feel like a man.
You'd be so much prettier if you
when
just
smile.
Just make sure you smile a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heard that before.
Do we have any more hot takes?
I do these all day. Do a whole
Oh, dude.
This segment is too
hot
good.
take.
We
I could take
appreciate-
some more hot takes.
Hot take.
Gang, if you want to give us any more hot takes, you can always hit us up at thatwasuspodcast@gmail.com. If they want to call us with a hot take, you can hit us at
They would just call us.
It'll be 10 phone numbers in a row.
Yeah.
One of them begins with a 4.
Yeah.
410?
They would just call us at 412.
412.
And then the numbers after that would
Or
be
508?
will be
Keep it in. Keep it in.
It's going to be 412-501-3028.
Call 412-501-4328.
No, not the way.
Call, what is it? Call 412-501. 3028.
Okay. Or you can
just like and subscribe. You know what? Just find me. I'm usually wandering around Santa Monica in the morning. Find me there. Tell me your story. I'll repeat it here on the podcast.
You'll record it on your
I'll
phone.
record it on my phone. I'll bring you to my house. You can stay at my house. I Airbnb it for a very low rate per night, and then you could be a guest on the podcast.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for listening.
God bless you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
That was us, whether you like it or not.
That Was Us is filmed at Rabbit Grin Studios and produced by Rabbit Grin Productions. Music by Taylor Goldsmith and Griffin Goldsmith.
Da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, that was us.